What's up, folks? I'm DeMarco here, author of The Millionaire Fastlane, and today I am going to talk about something that is more comedic rather than educational, and I'm going to give you some forewarning. I am going to swear. I'm going to get on a roll, and so if you don't like the swearing, you need to click off or turn it off or do whatever you need to do. But the topic I want to talk about is the topic of sidewalkers. So if you've never heard that term before, or you're new around the Fastlane block, the term sidewalker is something I use heavily in my book, and it basically describes the majority of society. Now, all sidewalkers, they always share some common traits or some common beliefs and mindsets regarding wealth, money, life, and yes, even health. A good example is sidewalkers are terribly narcissistic and self-absorbed, and it's one of the reasons why they will never get rich. They believe that the world revolves around them. They believe that by simply existing, I'm here, I deserve. That's a Sidewalkean thought process. Another Sidewalkean thought process is overspending. If you're making $1,000 a week, you're spending $1,500 a week. You're living beyond your means. You're living paycheck to paycheck, and yet you fucking drive a Mercedes-Benz. Classic Sidewalkean thought process. So in the spirit of Jeff Foxworthy's old, you might be a redneck if, I'm going to give you, you might be a sidewalker if. So I've compiled a series of Sidewalkean thought processes that assemble into you might be a sidewalker. So you might be a sidewalker if you win the fucking lottery and yet you're still collecting food stamps or government aid. Have you heard about this bitch in Michigan? Wins $1 million in the Michigan lottery and yet she still collects food stamps. When they chased her down, the local media tracked her down and they approached her and they asked her, why are you still taking free money from the government? Her response, classic sidewalk. I deserve it? You might be a sidewalker. You might be a sidewalker if you protest corporate greed or corporate CEO pay or capitalism or anything anti-business, and you protest that, and yet your method of protest is to tweet that on your iPad from a Starbucks wearing your cute little Abercrombie and Fitch shirt. Well, guess what? You might be a sidewalker. You might be a sidewalker if you go out to dinner and you tip anything less than 20%. If you receive average service or better, you need to be tipping 20% or better. If you can't, stay the fuck home. You see, what you don't understand, waiters and waitresses, they got lives too. They got shit going on. Some of them are college students. Some of them are single moms. This waitering thing is not their career choice. They don't need your sorry ass coming in and splitting an entree and ordering all the fucking bread and all the fucking water and then tipping a god-awful 10%. Once again, if you can't tip the 20%, you need to stay home, whip out the pots and pans, and cook yourself up some fucking macaroni and cheese. Stay the fuck home. You might be a sidewalker. You might be a sidewalker if you know any of these fucking douchebags on Jersey Shore, or any of these contestants on The Voice or American Idol. I'm proud to say that these people could be sitting next to me in an airplane or sitting next to me at a bar drinking, and I would have no fucking clue who they were, because you know what? I simply don't give a fuck, and neither should you. If you're watching reality TV, you in effect are saying my reality sucks, therefore I need someone else's reality. You see, I don't need reality TV because my reality is worth living. These escapes, I don't need. If you need them, you might be a sidewalker. You might be a sidewalker if you troll into Nordstrom's on a Thursday afternoon and you buy the expensive Sevens of Mankind jeans, you know, the ones with the diamonds and the fancy designs on the back and the thick stitching, and then you buy the shirt that matches with the firing dragons and the crosses that are exploding and all that other shit, and you spend a fortune on this stuff, and then you go to the club on a Friday wearing this stuff, you go there on Saturday wearing this stuff, and then on Sunday you roll back into Nordstrom's and you return it and get your money back. That's right, you just balled at the club for an entire weekend for free. Aren't you clever? You might be a sidewalker. And finally, my favorite. You roll into the McDonald's, you order the bacon double cheeseburger, you order the large fries, and then you back that shit up with a Diet Coke. Well, guess what? The 140 calories you just saved off your 3,200 calorie meal isn't going to make a difference. You just inhaled enough calories to feed a small third world village, and you think 140 calories is going to make a little difference? Tell you what. Go big, live large, that's right, go overboard just today and order the regular Coke. I tell you what, if you're jumping off a cliff, whether you have your socks on or your shoes on, isn't going to change the outcome. You might be a sidewalker. So those are all my Sidewalkean rants, and I'm just going to leave it up to you what it all means. You can connect the dots yourself and try to figure out why these kinds of thought processes probably will never lead to wealth or success. So hopefully you found this entertaining and hopefully a little educational. My name is MJ DeMarco, author of The Millionaire Fastlane. Thanks for tuning in. Goodbye.